friends, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Saba Drum page. Today I want to go over three drum sets that I likely buy. And I know it's this time of year where, in the continental United States, tomorrow is Black Friday. Cyber Monday will follow that, I'm sure. There'll be lots of ways for you to buy things and buy drum sets. And either for yourself, a family member, or a child is likely going to want a drum set at some point. So I'm here to help you choose between three that are affordable, that are all pretty similar, and are all going to be probably three drum sets that you'll be happy with. I also want to make it abundantly clear that this is a no playing video, so you're not going to see me playing any of these instruments, okay? This is going to be my opinion out of the tons and tons of research that I've done, okay, being the big dork I am about electronic drum sets and about the music technology world, okay? These are the drum sets I think that are going to be ones that you'll want to try and check out and probably buy. And before I start, I just want to say that all the drum sets have the same qualities in terms of having dual zone mesh heads. So let's get started right away. All right, so we're going to get started with the Alesis Crimson II SE. So I'm going to go over pros and cons with all the drum sets, but we're going to get started with this one. This drum set is on sale right now at Guitar Center for $799 and I believe 97 cents. So right away, that's a good price. The pros with this drum set: it has a large 12-inch snare on a stand, okay? So you get the 12-inch snare, which is a nice size, and you get it on a stand, which is really, really nice, and the stand is included. You also get a 3-zone ride cymbal, which is, for this price, very, very nice, okay? So I like those two things very, very much, okay? It's also a great looking kit. It looks really, really nice. Cons for this: the triggering won't be as good as other brands. So there's going to be, it's not going to be a completely great translation from the module to the pads all the time, but it's just one of those things that you would notice if you played other drum sets, okay? In general, the triggering is fine. The module is a little bit older, okay, so it's not going to be the latest technology from Alesis. There's no hi-hat on a stand, which is a little bit annoying at times. However, there's also times where it can be great because you don't have to worry about a large stand, and you could put the hi-hat controller wherever you want. Additionally, the Alesis hi-hat controllers are pretty good and feel pretty good. It does not come with a kick pedal, and the factory sounds on the Alesis Crimson are not the greatest. Now, that being said, you can edit them very, very well, and you could change things so they'll sound better. You could change the tuning, you could change the muffling, you can take off the reverb, add reverb, whatever you want to do. So there's a lot of customization with it to make the sounds better, but in the box themselves, when you just take it out and you set it up, won't sound the best. Doesn't mean that you can't change it. Now, in comparing this with the newest Alesis Crimson, Alesis came out with a Crimson III. The reason why I wouldn't necessarily get a Crimson III is because it's the exact same pad structure, exact same everything that you would have out of the Crimson II SE. The only difference is that it is a better module. Now, I don't think the module is worth $200 more to buy it, especially when you can get a pretty good drum set, Alesis Crimson II SE, for $799. So the value, I think, still lies with that drum set. And it's, as somebody who might be new to the market, just understand that that's important, that your value of what you're going to pay for is huge. Okay, Donner Backbeat. The Donner Backbeat is selling now for about $1,079, okay? So we've moved up a little bit in price over the Alesis. And this is another really cool drum set with lots of great options. It has very, very nice drum pads. They're high quality. It has, one of the great features about it is that it has beautiful LED lighting across the entire drum set. Now, it's not just the colors you can change. You can change how they are illuminated. You can make them look different ways. There's lots and lots of videos that show you this. I think out of all three drum sets we're going to talk about, it's the best sounding module in terms of the factory sounds. And it comes with a kick pedal, multi-track USB recording for the entire kit. For somebody who does a little bit more work with recording music or making videos, if you're making videos and putting this out on the web, multi-track USB recording is going to sound, your drums are going to sound way better with this. So that's something to understand. It's also a professional way to do recording. So that's a nice advanced feature to have. It's great for learning and improving drum skills. There's lots of videos on this. There's lots of tests and things that you can do to improve your drumming with timing and with tons of exercises that you can use. Yeah, and the rack is easy because it's like internal wiring, so you don't have to go crazy with wires and having a messy cable snake. Everything is done within the rack, which is really, really cool, and it's a great feature to have. Also, the rack is really easy to adjust for whatever means. Cons: there's no hi-hat on a stand. It's just a hi-hat controller. I think it's a good hi-hat controller, but it's still not going to be the same as having a hi-hat in a stand. You cannot buy it in a regular store. You can only buy this online at online vendors. Okay, the Donner Deal website is going to be the primary place you go, but I've also seen this on Reverb. I've seen it in other places. Donner is relatively new to the competitive market, although they've made kits for about maybe 15 years or so. They haven't been making drum sets as long as other brands like an Alesis or a Roland or Yamaha or whatever. They aren't on that same level of experience. The last and final thing is that there's no 3-zone ride. So although the sounds are pretty good out of this machine, there's not going to be a 3-zone ride cymbal for you to have that kind of feel, which is similar to a regular drum set. NUX DM8. So this is the most expensive out of all the drum sets. This one sells now for $1,549. It has very, very high quality pads and a rack, so it's a solid drum set. It has a 3-zone ride cymbal. It also has a snare on a stand, so you get the most control out of your snare, controlling the height of it. Okay, it's not attached to a rack, so you can move it around. It's separate. This also has, similar to the last drum set, the Donner, a multi-track USB recording function, meaning that you can put the whole kit on separate tracks onto a digital audio workstation, okay, and get the most sound and the best sounding videos, recording, whatever you want out of that with the multi-track USB recording. All of the hardware, the hi-hat stand, the snare stand, okay, and the kick pedal is included with this. So in terms of value, that's pretty good that you get all of those features with it. You get all of that hardware with it, including everything else that you would get with it. Cons: its factory sounds are probably not the best. The module also, I believe, is a little bit unusual. It's a little bit more difficult to save your kits if you're going to make user kits. And I played NUX drum kits before, and that feature something unusual. Not a big deal, just different. The thing to also mention and understand is that all these drum sets have USB MIDI cable connectors. So if you connect these drum sets to a computer, you can access drum software that's not having anything to do with the modules themselves. Hope the video has been helpful. I hope that I gave you an insight onto 3 kits that maybe you didn't, you weren't really sure about, okay? I can't really rate which ones are better in terms of value, because they all do different things really, really well. So you need to look at the prices and look at what you think you might need the most, okay? But I think these are 3 kits that are have very good value, okay, and give you a lot of bang for the buck, obviously, okay, and sound pretty good, or you can get them to sound the way you want them, and then you'll ultimately be happy with them, and we'll find them to be a nice addition to your home or your catalog of musical instruments. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.